What's going on, guys? It is your boy Mr. Was, and welcome to my Loot from 10 Hour series where I'll be grinding a certain skill, boss or anything in general. And at the end of the video I'll show you how much I've made. I've made a nice little playlist for you lot as well if you want to check that out and have a look, and I'll put that in the description below. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So let's get into this grind. Today I'll be doing 10 hours of the new Darkmeyer agility course. Now this is just mainly to see how much money I can make more than anything else, so let's see how I get on. Okay, so before I start I will be revealing the giveaway winner for the Fury and 5mm cash, and the winner is Demon MX277. Congratulations mate, you have just won a Fury and 5mm. I'll add you in game later on today and you can claim your winnings, so well done mate. There will be more giveaways like usual. All you've got to do is like, comment and subscribe to be involved. Okay, so as most of you guys know, there was a new quest called Sins of the Father, which me and a few of my mates done together, and in completion you get to have a go at the new agility course. Now none of us had no idea what to do, as I did this recording on release, so it did take a while to get used to each area. Now I'm going to quickly go through some of the requirements you need, as well as what gear and items to bring for those who are interested. Okay, so first of all you're going to need to complete the quest Sins of the Father, and to enter this agility course you need a minimum of 52 agility, but the higher your agility the better of course. Now there's 5 levels to this course, and the further you go into the course the higher agility requirements you need, and obviously you get more XP as well. So it is 54 agility for the first room, 62 agility for the second room, 72 agility for the third room, 82 agility for the fourth room, and 92 agility for the fifth and final room. Also, you need 66 thieving or higher to loot coffins, 49 magic to enchant a portal, and 56 construction to build bridges, but I'll explain all of those during the video in case you're a bit confused already. Okay, so the best way how to get here is by using the Dragon's Medallion to Darkmeyer, and once you're here you want to just run northeast, so I'm going to show on the minimap. So you want to get to this minigame sign here, so you just want to go north and then east. So it's very simple, but I would suggest using the Via Noble outfit as well so you don't get hit by the vampires, as they are very strong. So all you've got to do is follow the path north. So you can see these vampires here, level 151, they can hit very high if you're not wearing this. So once you go through here you just want to go east and you can't miss it. It's very simple, and yeah, once you're here you can just enter the doors and you're at the minigame. And as you can see on the left and the right there is 2 bank chests for you to gear up or bank your loot from your agility runs, and yeah, you can start doing your agility. Now the gear and items that I have with me is as follows. I have full graceful, ghost speak amulet, rune crossbow, mithril grapple, and you'll need this grapple to swing across other areas to loot a coffin, mage book, and my max cape which acts as an agility cape, and I can also tele out as well. Now for my inventory I have a rune pouch with lore, dust and lava runes, as well as cosmic runes next to my rune pouch so I can enchant, which is a way of getting a coffin to loot. 1 antidote or an anti-poison, it doesn't really matter, as sometimes you will get poisoned when looting coffins. 1 stamina pot for obvious reasons. 1 hammer and saw to fix the broken bridges, which is another way to loot coffins, along with some mithril nails as well and some oak planks. Got some vampire dust as well, which you need to sacrifice on a brazier, which is another way of getting to coffins and loot. A few jugs of wine as well to heal up if I take too much damage, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now when doing this agility course there is a bunch of rewards you can get from your hallowed marks, which you'll get from your runs, and all these items will make your runs so much easier. So all you got to do is talk to this mysterious stranger before you start your agility, and as you can see there's quite a few rewards that you can get, and basically these upgrades so there is a less chance of failing when doing the course. And also you can recolour your agility pet to red and black, which looks really nice, but that costs 5,000 marks, which is quite a lot, and in my opinion it's not worth it. But I would get the recolor as it's only 1,500 marks, and I think you can get it from this one here, the dark dye, and the dark acorn is for your agility pet. Now this isn't any normal agility course where you can pretty much AFK and play other games on another monitor, for example. This one requires 100% concentration, as there's so many things to dodge, such as fire, arrows, lightning, spinning swords, and there's so much more. So when you're ready to go you can either enter the course left or right, it doesn't matter, but your instant changes all the time. Now like I said, on this recording it was on release and I didn't know what to do in this agility course, so I did fail quite a bit, and obviously the hallowed marks didn't come as fast as I wanted to, but I did get better over time. Also, there is a time limit when doing each room, so if you complete the room on time, then you'll be able to continue for the next levels of the agility course. But if you're out of time, then you can just finish the level you want, but the doors will be closed, and there's a little statue next to the door on either side, right or left, and you can right click and click on exit, and then you'll just have to start again. So obviously the better you are, then the more XP you get, and obviously the more loot you get. But yeah, you do get a nice XP drop as well when you finish, and like I said, the XP gets higher the further you go into the course. Now, people say the XP rates are around 60 to 80k agility XP per hour, which is really good, but that's if you don't fail and if you're fairly fast. Now, if you're like me, who is a complete opposite and made a lot of mistakes and ran out of time, like I said, I've done this on release, so obviously I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I was only getting around 30 to 35k XP per hour, which is still not too bad. It's not the best, it's not the worst. Also, if you're looting like I was, as this is a loot from 10 hours, that will slow down your XP rates as well. But if you're just focused on XP alone, then don't loot any chests. Now, when looting these coffins, you can get a lot of random items as well as the hallowed marks, and you can get anything from 1 mark up to 7 marks, maybe even more per coffin. Now, it is all random, and the 2 rare items that you want to look out for is a strange old lockpick and the ring of endurance. Now, the lockpick was worth around 200k at the time, but it may be a bit cheaper now. But this lockpick has 50 charges, and it helps a lot when doing your barrows runs. So instead of going through certain doors in barrows to get to the middle of the room to loot your chest, you can use the lockpick to open any door when going to the middle of the room to loot the chest. So it's quite handy, and it does save quite a few seconds when using it, so it is worth getting. Now, the other item I mentioned is the ring of endurance. Now, this ring is the most valuable, priced at 30 mil, but the prices do change a lot, so it might be cheaper now. But this ring, you can charge it and put 1000 stamina pots inside, and every time it uses a dose, it lasts 2 times longer compared to a regular stamina pot. So it is very useful, but obviously it is very expensive. And you can get these items from looting any of the coffins from any floor, and of course I do not know the drop rates because it's fairly new. Now, after a couple of days of release, Wooks made a plugin so you can see the arrows more clear as they're highlighted in green. Now, if you don't have this plugin at all you got to do is go onto your room light settings, go to agility and turn on highlight specular projectiles. I don't know if I've said that word right, but yeah, this makes it so much easier for your agility runs, as you can see the arrows coming from a mile off and you can dodge them a lot easier. Now, I'm not expecting loads of money when doing this for 10 hours, I'm probably only expecting a few mil if that, but you never know, I could be lucky to get the ring or the lockpick. But yeah, this was on release, so yeah, if I show you the loot at the end and it's not a lot, then you know why. I got 3 hallowed marks in that coffin as well as a Ranar seed, and in my inventory I do have a mysterious page, and once you collect all 6 pages it does turn into a book. I don't think it does anything special at the moment, but I will keep it just in case it does have some use some point in the future. Now, this is where your planks, nails, hammer and saw comes in handy, and this is where you fix the bridge. And on the other side there is a coffin that you can loot, and this time I get 4 hallowed marks and 68 death runes. And on the other side of the coffin, as you can see, there's a portal, and when you do come towards that at some point, all you got to do is click on the portal and you enchant it, and then you can just sort of teleport through and loot the coffin as well. Now, I remember this part of the room when I started and it was so annoying, but there is a spinning sword, there's some portals and lightning. These portals can be very annoying. As you can see, there's yellow and blue portals and sometimes they flash. Now, if you stand on the yellow portals that flash, it takes you a few squares back, so it pushes your character back, which can be a bit annoying. But if you stand on the blue portals, the flashing ones, then it boosts your character forward, which does help if you want to avoid the sword or just certain arrows, etc. So it can be annoying, but they can be quite easy to avoid as well. Now, in this room you'll see what happens when you stand on the flashing yellow portal, and as you saw there, my player did move back a square or two. It doesn't look like much, but it can be annoying if you're trying to avoid stuff. When I started this I tried to rush through everything, but over time I did realise taking your time is a lot better, as you can sort of concentrate more, but obviously there is a time limit as well, so you can't go too slow. Now, for me, when I was doing this for 10 hours, the fires were the most annoying for me, as I did rage quite a bit. But I think marking tiles is a must if you are new to this, as it does help a lot. So here is the use of the mithril grapple and the crossbow. Sometimes you do fail, and I am 99 agility, so I do fail at times, but the best thing to do is get that upgrade from the mysterious man. I think it only costs around 5 hallowed marks, so it's very easy to get. Now I have noticed that I fix more bridges than using the vampire dust, so I would suggest taking extra planks and having less dust, but obviously that was just for me, maybe it's different for you, I'm not too sure. So this time I get 4 hallowed marks and a couple of pieces of monkfish, which is quite handy. Now this is room 5, which is the final room, and I come up to my first portal, and all I've got to do is just click on it to conjure, and sometimes you do fail the enchant, and if that happens you might get a second attempt, but sometimes it will say you can't enter the portal, so then you can't loot the coffin, of course. But if you do enchant it, then it will turn blue and then it will take you across. So this time I get 4 hallowed marks and 2 Ranor weeds, which I think was the same drop I got in my last coffin, so not too bad. Now it did get to a point where I just couldn't finish room 5 as I was getting caught a lot. Yes, I know I'm bad, but I did ended up just looting rooms 1 to 4. Obviously it depends on the time as well, so just wanted to see how that goes. This time I got 4 marks once again and 119 runite bolts, which is 50k, so a nice little drop there. Now coming up to another coffin now using my mithril grapple and crossbow, and this time I get 3 drops. I get 3 marks and 7.5k coins and another mysterious page. So I think I've got 4 more to collect and we get the book. In this coffin I actually get 5 hallowed marks, which is really nice, and I also get a 4-dose prayer pot as well, so not too bad at all. Now crossing the bridge once again, and in this coffin I reached another milestone. I get 6 hallowed marks along with 10k coins. That's quite a bit of loot there. To be honest, I'm actually quite enjoying this course more than I thought. I think it's because as you get better, faster, knowing where to move and where to stand, etc., you do tend to enjoy this course more. But I don't enjoy it that much to the point where I need 6,500 marks for the graceful and pet recolor. Now this is where your vampire dust comes into play. All you got to do is just click on the brazier and then you will sacrifice 2 dust and then you'll be able to enter. So in this coffin I'll be getting 3 hallowed marks and some runite bolts, which is 41k, so not too bad. Now as you can see with this arrow plugin, it makes this course so much easier and you can dodge these arrows with ease and you can see them coming from a mile off, but you do still have to be careful as you can't rush. So looting the next coffin and I get 4 more hallowed marks along with an Addy 2H. I get 6 hallowed marks once again along with a Addy 2H. This is a nice drop. I get 3 marks as well as 90k's worth of runite bolts. Came across some more hallowed marks. I get 6 of them once again and I get 189 soul runes. This time I finally get a rare item. Unfortunately it's not the ring, but I do get the strange old lockpick and that's worth 260k, so really pleased about that. And I will try out some barrows with this lockpick and see what it's like. And also in that drop I get 5 hallowed marks, which is really nice as well. Now all I need is the ring and I'm sorted. Now I've been getting really lucky with the marks so far, as I've been getting a lot of the 6 hallowed marks per coffin, so adding up really nicely at the moment. I probably won't be able to afford 1 piece of the graceful after this 10 hours, but I will end up getting it at some point as it looks really cool. Another nice drop there, I get 2 Ranor seeds, which is 100k, and I get a couple of hallowed marks as well. Now I'm really looking forward to see how much I make at the end of the 10 hours. Like I said, I'm not expecting a lot, but if I got around 2 to 3 mil I would be fairly happy, but we'll see. Now as you just saw there is a chance of getting poisoned. It's not often, but that is why you have an antidote or anti-poison with you just in case. And I get 5 hallowed marks along with some cosmic runes as well. Now this is another decent drop. I get 6 hallowed marks as well as a 4-dose Sanfru serum. I just can't believe how expensive these pots are now. They're 34k, that is just insane. We get 6 marks once again, and this time I get an adamant plate body. Another 6 marks with this coffin and I get a rune 2H. For the 3rd time in a row I get 6 marks along with some death runes as well. This is the 4th time in a row I get 6 hallowed marks again, and this time I get a rune plate body. I get another mysterious page as well, and I get 3 marks and a rune plate body once again. Now this is the most I've ever got during this 10 hours, and I've got 7 hallowed marks in this coffin, and I also get some nature runes as well. So it's looking good so far. Now I did run out of time when I was doing the last room, but I finally managed to complete this part of the course, as it took me so many attempts, as there is fire, arrows and lightning to dodge, as this really fried my brain. But when I was doing this I did eventually pass it, but I couldn't loot the coffin as I was out of time, so I did have to leave, but I did get a decent XP drop. Now, in the last few runs before my 10 hours, I managed to collect another 24 marks before I could price check all the loot that I've collected. So yeah, it was quite a grind doing this. It does become a little bit more fun as you get used to it. Obviously, if you're new to it, then you would probably get quite annoyed and you'd probably not bother, as I nearly done the same. But it's an alright agility course. I wouldn't recommend this if you're going to go for 99 unless you know exactly what you're doing. But I would prefer something a bit more chill and a bit more AFK, but that is my opinion. So here is everything that I've made from the 10 hours. I've managed to get this in one full inventory. So let's price check this, and we have made 3.2 mil. Now I was only expecting around a couple of mil, maybe a bit less, but I'm quite surprised considering I've done this on release and I didn't know what I was doing, so I made quite a bit from that. So we got some bolts here. We've got Addy, Myth and Rune, got quite a few of them. Got quite a few seeds as well. We've got Snapdragons and Ranars along with the Ranar weeds as well. We've got some Myth and Rune items. We've got the plate bodies and the 2H's. Got a couple of potions here. We've got the prayer pots and the Sanfru serums. Still can't believe how much they are. It's quite amazing. We've got a couple of miscellaneous items as well. So we've got the monk's robes, holy symbols and lilies. We've got a lot of runes as well. And of course we've got the 81k cash stack as well. And the untradables is the mysterious pages. I only got 4 in the 10 hours, and I only managed to get 340 hallowed marks as well, which I know is not a lot, but like I said, I did this on release, so if I'd done this now, obviously I would have probably got double if not more. So there we have it guys, that was my loot from 10 hours of the new Darkmeyer agility course. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you like this video, comment and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I will be continuing with the champion scroll series just to finish that off, but this was just to replace the zombie scroll that got corrupted. So thanks for watching, until next time I'll see you guys in the next video.